Let me get the squeaky chair of destiny sorted 1 frickin' second. Ladies and gentlemen, hello everyone, this is CJNovo992 and today we're back for another brand new video, and I don't even think we need an intro today. That there was simply sensational. Hearts were broken and Rangers are rampant. And right away, I just need to admit that was one of, if not top 5 performances I've seen a Rangers team play for, I don't know, donkeys. Troops from start to finish, we were at it, and we continued to be at it long after that game was done and dusted. Again, we said we broke hearts today. That maybe is a silly line, but we truly did. We demoralised them. They looked beat. They looked like they didn't even want to walk on the grass. It was like they're walking on lava. The flare was lava. They just wanted off the park, but Clements never even took the foot off the throat once. Long was the game done, he's bringing on more attackers and more attackers. I mean, we scored 5 goals a day and we locked Kamar Roof for the remainder of the game. That's how well we played today. And this ruthless nature and this mindset of more is something that's been lacking in this football club for far too long. But we finally have a manager, a true manager with that mindset, and he's getting it back from the players, the connection, the chemistry, the way they work for each other, because we can keep praising Phil Clements, and rightly so. This man has changed our entire lives, but also we need to give credit to the players as well, because they're going out there and doing the job, and they didn't have to a job today, as that was as good as it actually gets, ladies and gentlemen. And hell, I'm going to be cheap and I'm going to be a wee bit cheeky right now, but if you didn't mind hitting the like button or subscribing to the channel, that would be absolutely sensational. What a weekend. We've hit 62,000 on the channel right here, me and thee, and then we've just scanted the third best team in the country statistically coming into this game. A football, the best, most informed team in the country. If a bunch of steel men can do their jobs, the more of this might just be the peak of a weekend. But before I do get lost in praising this Rangers team and giving credit to a couple of individuals that I can't wait to speak about. Honestly, there's too much gone round and wrong. There's too many one-liners. We need to get to them very soon. But before we go down that route, I want to talk about the opposition as well, because it will be talked down. It will be this or they laid. They never laid down nothing. They just got absolutely destroyed. This team that we played, again, if you were to construct a difficult game for us to play, the first time we're sitting top of the league with all eyes on us, all the pressure on us, you look at it, you look across the table, it doesn't get much harder than the way Hearts were going about their business. Again, 8 wins in a row, 11 wins out the last 12, undefeated in the last 12, gone to the likes of Parkhead and East Road during the Edinburgh Derby, winning in those locations, then coming to Ibrox and from the first whistle to the last getting absolutely shafted. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Phil Clements. This Hearts side that we dismantled today is a very good side. Their striker, Lauren Shanklin, was the most informed striker coming in to this game of football over the last 12 games. Didn't let anybody try and talk this down or take a blemish away for this game right here. The fact that they are so good and they have been playing so good only makes this performance even sweeter. So give respect to Hearts. They were a good side, but we reminded every single person who's currently paying attention in Scottish football who the top dogs are, and it's quite clearly us, because we talk about statements. What were we going to be like, top? What were we going to be like when all the eyes were on us? Well, you didn't get much more massive and glaring a statement than that. Can we handle being top dogs? Ladies and gentlemen, I think the answer is there. And it was there for the second minute of the game of football, and I want to talk about the man that set us on our way, just like the man that set us on our way in a difficult venue on a cow field not too long ago in terms of away to St Johnstone. I want to talk about Mo Diomande, Mr. Dio, as we talked about right here on the channel, an attack-minded midfielder that's not afraid to hit the ball, and he's good on his weak foot as he is on the right. Well, what have we seen in his back-to-back starts? Ladies and gentlemen, he scored with his right foot from range versus St Johnstone with a fantastic finish, and right here in today's game, a potential banana skin, a potential difficult fixture against the most informed team at the time in Scotland. He ended up hitting one for range with his left. Honestly, I said tears in my eyes, a midfielder with the ability to hit the target in my last video reacting to Mo Diomande. Well, I'm taking it a step further right now, because we've actually got a midfielder that's capable of scoring goals with either fit for range, and that's not been in this club for good luck. Goals are the most important thing in football. It's the hardest job in football. Goals changes games. Well, we now have a midfielder that's capable of doing that from anywhere on the park with either stick, ladies and gentlemen, meaning he is a game changer, and you couldn't talk about this game without mentioning the likes of Diomande, and that leads me to my other guy, Oscar Cortes, who created that goal and ended up scoring another. And you look at the transfer recruitment that we done under the new director of football, Big Cop, and under Phil Clements, we have signed absolute ballers in the likes of Diomande and Cortes. The two of them are just a cut above, and it's quite clear to actually see. But if you stick with the video over the next couple of minutes, you'll hear a lot of both of them, especially Oscar Cortes, so we will go down that route. But it's a couple of the old guard that I want to mention right now. First of all, I want to congratulate Conor Golter for his 300th competitive appearance for Rangers. That is absolutely ridiculous, especially what he's went through in his career with the heart condition, the heart surgery and all that. To bounce back and go what he's done is absolutely incredible, and we talked about it in yesterday's video. We needed the best of Conor Golter versus the likes of Lawrence Shankland, and it's got to be said, Conor Golter absolutely done his role perfectly. The only couple times that they actually got beyond the likes of Tavernier, who tried again to press for interceptions, Goldie was there, and Goldie was there, and Shankland was limited to very few chances. That yes, it ended up hitting the postway with one of his headers, but that was down Suter's side, and you can only limit the type of player or the type of striker Shankland is for too long, because all he needs is one ball. But we're very quick to praise attackers and new players, etc, etc, but I feel like we've got to praise the two centre backs today, especially Conor Golter, who I thought was excellent. Him and Suter needed to be big the day, and both of them for me, well. And again, that's not something I'm used to be saying on the channel, as the two normally infuriate me and frustrate me on occasion, but you've got to give credit where credit is due, and I thought they were great the day, as was Ridvan Yilmaz. Can you remember somebody in the building at Rangers was trying to push him out the door, loan him to somebody? Make sure he's not there at the end of the season, because that decision would have been absolutely shambolic for this football club. The guy should have made assists. For me, it's probably my fault. I brought him into fantasy football. Since then, he's hit the bar and he's put about 5 on a plate for Dessers, and he's got no return. So anyone who plays fantasy football is probably me, but Ridvan's doing the job on the actual park. But again, defensively, every time Hearts tried to go forward or tried to make anything down the wing, Ridvan was there like a wee cocker spaniel, just going nip, 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 nipping at their heels, winning the ball back, winning it defensively, winning us goal kicks. Ridvan was spectacular, as was the man in the middle. And I'm sorry this had taken so long before we get to the match recap, but if there was ever a time to take a moment and praise some Rangers players, it's based on that game of football. And I'm going to mention the man, John Lundstrom. That guy was outrageous the day. Honestly, if you looked me in the eyes and told me there was 2 or 3 Lundstroms playing in this game of football, I'd believe you, because he was everywhere and he truly set the tone in the middle of the park. And that's maybe what's frustrated us during his down period, or down periods under the likes of Michael Beale and Giovanni in that aspect, because this is what he's capable of. And when he's on this game and when he's on this run that he has been now, not only for this game or the last game, he's been in on it for a couple of months since Clements been in, when he's at this level, he shines in that middle of the park and he drives this Rangers car. And aye, that was about as good as a midfield performance you can see in a Rangers midfield, in my personal opinion. But I know everybody wants me just to get to the actual match recap so we can talk about the natural flow of the game, so let's go ahead and do that. Again, we started this game off, all the pressure on us. How are we going to handle being the hunted rather than the hunted? Well, we showed it right away. Winning the ball back. Hearts tried to overload us down the side. Big brave header for John Suter, jumping over the likes of Shankland, which may go unnoticed and you've probably already forgotten about it, but just getting up there, leaving one on him, winning the header sets the tone for the game of football, and it did. As 120 seconds later we play some nice stuff. It goes to Oscar Cortes. Cortes sets our boy Diomande up, and then Diomande on his left foot gives the goalie absolutely zero chance with a phenomenal goal and back-to-back game. I can't remember the last time. This is a question for you, right? And I'm not checked this or anything like that, but if you're watching today's video, when's the last time a Rangers midfielder scored in back-to-back games for outside the box? This one for you in the comment section below. I'll think about it and I'll try and answer it later on in the video, but right now I can't remember, ladies and gentlemen. But we see her, and by God is he beautiful, and truly I've seen enough. Who is Yaya Toure? But what's great now about this Rangers side is we aren't a one pump and done style team anymore. That's no who we actually are now. We keep going, we keep attacking, and we keep going for it as we continue to search for more goals. The likes of Dessers does brilliant. He turns his man inside his own box. He runs the length of the park, cuts inside, forces Xander Clark in to a good save, and Lawrence is caught on his heels. Now he's probably caught on his heels because he's not expecting Dessers to actually shoot the ball, which is probably fair for the big man, but I'm pretty sure if we had the likes of Todd Cantwell, he's maybe reacting there and we've got a free goal. But again, Lawrence is finding his way in terms of the grooves of the game. But that's Dessers taking a nothing ball from a corner kick from Hearts inside his own box, running the length of the park, fit, strong, powerful, quick. And that one makes me feel easy, hence the highness in the actual throat. But he does, he's well, but again, he just doesn't get these goals that his performances deserve. Then you've got the likes of Ridvan setting up Tavernier, Sterling setting up Tavernier, big save after big save. You're just wanting that setting. And I really thought it was coming in the 26th minute after Ridvan drops it right on a plate for our boy Dessers, who headers it just wide. It's actually very similar to his goal that he scored a couple of weeks ago in terms of being on the back of the defender and trying to header it. But it's a poor finish for Dessers, who up to that point had also had a shot from Tavernier that rebounded back to him that ended up missing two sitters. But he was offside and he knew he was offside. I don't care what anybody actually says, but I'm just waiting and waiting. Again, I want to love Big Dessers, and spoiler alert for the rest of the video, I'm going to say it. I think I love him. But my love-hate relationship with Dessers has to go and hold for a second. We'll stick it right there in a board and we'll return to it in a minute because we need to talk about the second goal of this game. And this goal is absolutely disgusting. We can't forget Dijon Sterling. Again, playing right wing, left wing, centre mid, CDM, left back, centre back for the second half in one of the games this season. The guy, he's played everywhere and he's been impactful everywhere. Has the full trust of the manager and clearly the fans as well, as we've took to this laddie quite massively. But he does so well. His physicality wins it. He ends up being brave, flicks it to Tom Lawrence, who sprints down, beautiful ball to Oscar Cortes, and Cortes just comes on it like he's Jermaine Defoe and just tucks it away into the back of the net. And I give Jermaine Defoe a shout out, and I'm not saying they're similar players, but that's the last time I've seen someone comfortably and confidently stroll up to a ball that's coming across the grass and just tuck it into the back of net. That's quality. That's the new scouting department. That's the new head of scouting, and that is obviously the director of football, and by God, is it a stark difference for the usual guff. Outrageous goal for Cortes. Love the finish, love the player, love the attitude. We did say he'd get in and amongst the goals, and he's already shown that. Goal and an assist against Hearts in a big game, and that's how you're wanting to actual start in. Honestly, the second goal felt like it killed it, and I don't know if you felt that when you were watching the game or if you were at the stadium, pub, wherever you were watching and feeling this game of football, but the second goal killed this game stone dead, and you could just see it in Hearts' faces. They were absolutely terrified of us, and by God, does that not feel good to be able to actually say again, once again, in Ibrox. We finally have the fear factor that Gerrard eventually brought back to Ibrox. Then we lost it under Gio and it was gone versus Bale. Well, it's back now. We have teams 2-0 down in the first half, preparing for scants. But we have to return to the board. The love-hate story between me and Dessers is back on the card, because we could talk about some of the nearlies and some of the maybes in the next couple minutes, but I just want to get to the actual dessert then, shall we, as we have a ball for John Sewer. John, this is what you're capable of, son. I wish you'd remember now and again. This is outrageous. Again, Cortes heavily involved in it. Diomande's involved with it. It goes back to Cortes. Cortes passes to Suter, but when I tell you, Suter just goes there with the old pitching iron and just goes, and he just curls it with the right. And you've got to give a lot of credit for Dessers, and this is why I've took so much flack all this season, because I see something in the laddie, I see the runs, I see the attacking position, and he can't finish in a brothel 99% of the actual time, but his instincts, the way he moves and he runs and occupies defenders, is brilliant, and that's why he stands out, and that's why I take all the slaggings when I back Dessers all the time. And his movement here is absolutely insane. The finish is disgusting. That's 3-0 to Rangers, and once again you're sitting there at half time saying Dessers has a goal, but he could be sitting with 3 again. But you look at his impact and you look at what he's doing statistically for his football club. He's turning up in every game. He probably should have 4 every game, but he's still scoring or assisting, and that there, that's what wins you games. Now, Hearts came out and they made a couple changes right away, and you're thinking, right, because one of the criticisms of this Rangers team has been very good for the first half, but we're always kind of slow to start the second half. There's always like a opposition corner, there's always a counter-attack or something like that, as we sort of find our feet and get back up to speed. But that wasn't there the day, as we had the ball again in the back of net about 120 seconds in to the restart. Now, you might look at this one as the ugliest goal at the mob, but you know me, I do not care at all, and I like my strikers scoring ugly goal. Sterling whips the ball in. Big Dessers tries to chest it down. I think it hits off his knee, right knee or his left knee. Tries to have a shot, is blocked. Lawrence tries to have a shot, is blocked. I think Kent, not our one, unfortunately, anymore, but Kent kicks the ball down to our boy Dessers, and Dessers reacts quickly. And you know what? He just absolutely rattles it. That's what we're talking about when he's hitting it on the line and it's getting blocked because he's trying to be too safe with it. Well, look at that goal right there. He's heard us, troops. He just runs up and absolutely George Alberts sees it in to the back of net, and he's got his second goal. The feel factor is truly there, and the Dessers experience continues to be one of a kind. And I want to pause the match journey there for a second because I want to talk about Dessers. That's now his 38th game for this football club. He's now got 16 goals and he's got 7 assists, which is obviously, if you have the wee mental calculator up there, that's 23 goal contributions in 38 games, which isn't too bad, ladies and gentlemen, especially when you talk about what matters most to us, the league. You know what I mean? That's what we care about most. European nights are great. We love the away days. We love the experiences. We've done it right here on the channel. But what matters to us most is the league. This man has played in 23 league matches for Rangers. He has 12 goals and 3 assists. That's 15 goal contributions in 23 league matches. And let's not forget, there was large periods of that and periods of that where he was a substitute coming on with the last 10-15 minutes of the game. Substitute here, substitute here. If you look at it, his impact in games, aye, he should have more. He really should have more. But it's never dull. He never hides. He pulls the socks up whether he's missing sitters or no, and continues to impact games for Rangers, and he will go on. And I'm expecting 20 goals now in the season. He'll become the first Rangers striker to hit 20 goals in the league since the likes of Kenny Miller. And I think he'll all go on to do what, unlike what Morelos has done in terms of league football and that. And Morelos was so good for us, but he wasn't prolific in Scottish football, prolific enough. And now we've got someone who drives us absolutely mental, but he's doing what matters. That's putting this round thing in to the back of the net. But I know the taste of the old firm miss and how he throws in front of goal and how he freezes in front of goal quite a lot is still in a lot of our minds, and that's on him to win back some fans who can't get over what happened in the Parkhead game. There's still one coming up at Ibrox, and the way he's playing, he's going to be impacting that game, hopefully in a positive way. But Dessers doing his thing. Let's unpause and get back to the recap, because again, I was so impressed with Ridvan, so impressed with Lundstrom, so impressed with diomande as the pressure kept going and going and going. Every time Hearts tried to do something, we won the ball back, attacking. We then bring on more attacking subs. Sterling, 55 minutes into the game, 4-0 up, done his job, out of position, on comes Ross. McCausland, Silva's coming on, I'm like, didn't he take Dessers off in the hat-trick? I want Dessers to get the hat-trick, but he brings off Tom Lawrence, great management, managing him the right way as well. Then you've got Silva and you've got Dessers on the part. Now there's genuine excitement, as you're seeing. Oscar Cortes, Dessers, Fabio Silva and young Ross McCausland. That there is exciting, and despite being 4-0 up, we have a manager that is still trying to excite the fans. And then the moment came, ladies and gentlemen, and it just whizzed by us just by this. But now that I think about Dessers being inches away from tapping the ball into the back of net and getting the hat-trick as Tavernier ran down beautifully on the right-hand side, getting into the box, playing a beautiful ball to the back post. When I seen Dessers miss it, it destroyed me. It was so destroying. But now that I think about it, it was probably for the best, because I'd have went streaking and you'd have saw the 9-9 and the 2, ladies and gentlemen, and nannies need to see that. But again, we've got a manager that doesn't settle, and we've got players that didn't settle. We just kept going, and we end up scoring the next goal, ladies and gentlemen, and it comes from a John Lundstrom no look assist. This right here, this move facing this way, passing it this way to Fabio Silva, who runs and scores a great goal, by the way. He was doing the Tav celebration, clearly meant a lot to that laddie. The crowd was absolutely sensational. Brilliant finish, but that there, for Lunny, is right up there in terms of no-look assists that I've ever seen, and probably, if not matches, the Ayer 4-1 down to Rangers no-look pass that he tried today. It's right up there in terms of importance in my ticker right here. Outrageous for Lunny, but sensational for Silva, and aye, we are ridiculous. And the only surprise was, ladies and gentlemen, is we didn't add to it as we continue to bring on subs. Again, the likes of Scott Wright comes on, so you know what that does in terms of the link-up. But he tried his best, he ran about and everything like that. But we did lose a little bit of a way as we made so many changes. Again, Kamal Roof came on, there was no hat-trick for big Cyril Dessers. And then Hart started to grab a couple opportunities as they just fired everybody forward. They started bringing in a lot of subs. Shanklin again hits the post, but it's a sort of nothing ball in. It's just great initiative by him, really instinctive. He puts it with a wee flash header that ends up hitting the post, and then Jack Butland gets a wee bit of a warm down as well with a couple saves and everything like that, just to keep the old fingertips warm, especially one of them which was actually a great save. But great save is what Xander Clark cut today as well, because every time Hearts had a wee bit to offer, Rangers just, hey, remember who's in charge of this game, and Lunny would bully wee Devlin in the middle of the park, win the ball back. Silva had a great volley that was fantastically saved, and Xander Clark keeps this from being probably double digits again. And honestly, when that full-time whistle went, I just sat back with a massive smile on my face, just buzzing out my tree. That's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. That's all the hard work that goes behind the scenes. That's what's been repaired. That's what's been built on the new foundations that Clement picked up when he actually came in to this football club. And that there is Rangers, ladies and gentlemen. And aye, it was absolutely incredible, enjoyable to watch. And roll on the next game. We talked about the next two games are massive for this football club. Well, we absolutely danced over the first one, and roll on Kelly in the next one. But what about you? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down there in the comment section below. We had one of our best days. We scored 5 goals versus the most informed team in Scotland up to that time. The third best team in the league, the undefeated streak, blah blah blah, whilst missing our, besides Tavernier, most creative player in the likes, Todd Cantwell. That's what we've got to know. We can lose a player of the calibre of Cantwell, the way he's been impacted games over the last 2 months, yet scant the third best team in this country 5-0. We are absolutely flying. I'd love to know what you're thinking down in the comment section below. Love to know who your man of the match is, because how do you pick that? I thought Ridvan was sensational. I thought Goldie and Suter were very good. I thought Lunny was absolutely incredible. But then you've got Diomande, who scored the big goal and ran the game. You've got Oscar Cortes' goal and assist. Dessers, who got 2. Silva, who came on and got 1. Good luck picking a man of the match. If you're putting a gun to my head and saying pick one, CJ, I'm probably leaning towards the likes Ridvan, honestly, because he was so good. But I'm going to go Lunny, and sorry, I know it's a boring choice, but Lunny does everything. He sets the tempo, sets the tone for everything, and by God, I believe there's about 2 or 3 playing there a day. What about you? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down there in the comment section below, and I can't wait to get this edited, can't wait to see what you're saying. Until next time, I've been CJ92. Thanks so much for watching, all the best, and bye.